When selecting flexible wire for use in Class 1, Division 1 hazardous locations, several factors must be considered to ensure safety and compliance. Class 1, Division 1 locations are areas where flammable gases, vapors, or liquids are present continuously, intermittently, or periodically under normal operating conditions. It is crucial to select wire that is specifically designed and rated for these environments to prevent explosions or fires. Several manufacturers offer flexible wire solutions suitable for Class 1, Division 1 locations. These include Belden, Southwire, Alpha Wire, FS Cables, Raycom RPG, Flex Cable, and Pyramid Cable. These companies provide multi-conductor flexible wires and cables designed to withstand the harsh conditions often found in hazardous locations. When evaluating flexible wire options, pay close attention to the article number and description provided by each manufacturer. The article number is a unique identifier for the specific wire or cable, while the description provides details about its construction, materials, and intended use. Ensure that the wire is explicitly rated for Class 1, Division 1 locations, as indicated by the Underwriters Laboratories, or Canadian Standards Association, or CSA listing. This rating signifies that the wire has been tested and certified to meet the stringent requirements for use in hazardous environments. Flexibility is another essential characteristic to consider. In many applications, the wire will need to be bent and moved frequently, so it is important to choose a wire with a high degree of flexibility. This will help to prevent damage to the conductors and insulation, ensuring reliable performance over time. Look for wires that are constructed with flexible conductors and insulation materials. Resistance to chemicals and heat is also crucial in Class 1, Division 1 locations. These environments often contain corrosive chemicals and high temperatures, which can degrade the wire's insulation and conductors. Choose wires that are specifically designed to resist these conditions, using materials such as fluoropolymers or other chemical-resistant compounds. Durability is another important consideration. The wire should be able to withstand abrasion, impact, and other physical stresses that may be encountered in the application. Look for wires with a rugged outer jacket that can protect the conductors and insulation from damage. Verify that the wires meet the relevant industry standards and have undergone rigorous testing and certification. This will help to ensure that the wire is safe and reliable for use in Class 1, Division 1 locations. In addition to the factors mentioned above, there are several other considerations to keep in mind when selecting flexible wire for Class 1, Division 1 locations. These include the wire's ampacity, voltage rating, and operating temperature range. Ampacity refers to the maximum amount of current that the wire can safely carry. Ensure that the wire's ampacity is sufficient for the intended application to prevent overheating and potential fire hazards. Voltage rating refers to the maximum voltage that the wire can safely withstand. Ensure that the wire's voltage rating is appropriate for the intended application to prevent insulation breakdown and electrical shock hazards. The wire's operating temperature range refers to the range of temperatures in which the wire can safely operate. Ensure that the wire's operating temperature range is suitable for the environment in which it will be used to prevent premature failure. Some examples of flexible wire suitable for Class 1, Division 1 locations include firstly, Belden 86037, a multi-conductor flexible wire for hazardous locations. Secondly, Savart 25,559,920, a multi-conductor flexible cord for hazardous locations. Thirdly, Alpha Wire 35,043, a multi-conductor flexible cable for hazardous locations. Fourthly, FS Cables F5235, a multi-conductor flexible wire for hazardous locations. Fifthly, Raycom RPG 10,004,503, a multi-conductor portable cord for hazardous locations. Sixthly, Flex Cable FSS 350, a multi-conductor flexible cable for hazardous locations. And seventhly, Pyramid Cable 4003, a multi-conductor flexible wire for hazardous locations. These wires are all designed to meet the stringent requirements for use in Class 1, Division 1 locations and are available from various distributors. When selecting flexible wire for a Class 1, Division 1 location, it is important to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or other expert to ensure that the wire is appropriate for the intended application and that it is installed in accordance with all applicable codes and standards. Proper installation is essential to ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. The National Electrical Code, (ONEC), provides detailed requirements for the installation of electrical wiring in hazardous locations. These requirements are designed to minimize the risk of explosions and fires. Some of the key requirements include the use of explosion-proof enclosures, intrinsically safe circuits, and approved wiring methods. Explosion-proof enclosures are designed to contain any explosion that may occur within the enclosure, preventing it from spreading to the surrounding environment. Intrinsically safe circuits are designed to limit the amount of energy available in the circuit, preventing it from igniting flammable materials. Approved wiring methods include the use of rigid metal conduit, or RMC, intermediate metal conduit, or IMC, and cable types that are specifically listed for use in hazardous locations. In addition to the NEC, other codes and standards may also apply to the installation of electrical wiring in Class 1, Division 1 locations. These may include local building codes, fire codes, and industry-specific standards. It is important to be familiar with all applicable codes and standards before beginning any electrical work in a hazardous location. Selecting the right flexible wire for a Class 1, Division 1 location is crucial for ensuring safety and compliance. By considering the factors mentioned above, you can choose a wire that is specifically designed to withstand the harsh conditions of these environments and prevent explosions or fires. Always consult with a qualified electrical engineer or other expert to ensure that the wire is appropriate for the intended application and that it is installed in accordance with all applicable codes and standards. Remember to prioritize safety when working with electrical systems in hazardous locations. Always de-energize the circuit before beginning any work and follow all applicable safety procedures. With proper planning and execution, you can safely and reliably install flexible wire in Class 1, Division 1 locations. When selecting flexible wire, consider the specific application and the potential hazards that may be present. For example, if the wire will be exposed to corrosive chemicals, choose a wire with a chemical-resistant jacket. If the wire will be subjected to high temperatures, choose a wire with a high temperature insulation rating. If the wire will be used in a wet location, choose a wire that is listed for wet locations. It is also important to consider the wire's gauge, which is a measure of its diameter. The wire gauge should be selected based on the ampacity requirements of the circuit. A larger gauge wire can carry more current than a smaller gauge wire. Refer to the NEC or other applicable codes and standards for guidance on selecting the appropriate wire gauge. In addition to the wire itself, it is also important to select the correct connectors and fittings for use in Class 1, Division 1 locations. These connectors and fittings should be explosion-proof and listed for use in hazardous locations. They should also be compatible with the type of wire being used. When installing the wire, be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions and all applicable codes and standards. Use proper wiring techniques and ensure that all connections are tight and secure. Inspect the wiring regularly to ensure that it is in good condition and that there are no signs of damage or wear. If any problems are found, repair or replace the wiring immediately. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure the safety and reliability of electrical systems in Class 1, Division 1 locations. Remember, safety should always be the top priority when working with electricity in hazardous environments. Do not take shortcuts or compromise on quality. Consult with qualified professionals and adhere to all applicable codes and standards to minimize the risk of accidents and injuries. The selection of flexible wire for Class 1, Division 1 locations requires careful consideration of several factors, including the hazardous location rating, flexibility, resistance to chemicals and heat, durability, and quality certification. By choosing wires that meet these criteria and following proper installation procedures, you can ensure the safety and reliability of electrical systems in these challenging environments. Remember to consult with qualified professionals and adhere to all applicable codes and standards to minimize the risk of accidents and injuries.